Week 3! Big, huge. It's a huge episode today.
Huge episode.
Got huge action. Many friends in today's episode. Actually, one friend isn't here today. Luke had why isn't Luke here, guys?
He has a lot of thinking to do.
Apparently
A lot of
so.
philosophy homework.
I think he's scared.
That
Yeah, this is BS.
I think he's scared. I think he's scared of his own team. And he has to take a step away.
He's deep in thought.
Maybe so.
I don't know. No, he's doing philosophy homework. Today, week 3, we're gonna go over the week 2 recap. We're gonna go over trades happening this week, 2 huge trades this week, and then we're gonna go over the week 3 preview with the game of the week and another Carson Wentz inspired segment, but not Carson Wentz this time. So stay tuned for that. All right. First thing, I think Gavin's gonna share the screen. Do you have matchups pulled up, or week 2, I guess? Or do you want me to do it?
I got it.
Yeah. How about them Cowboys? Woo!
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're Super Bowl bound. Even though
Michael Parsons, D-boy.
I'm a Chargers fan. It doesn't matter.
Chargers fan. Hey, the Lions are going to the Super Bowl. Lions.
Oh my god.
So good, bro.
Lions won me some coin. Let's just say
so
they won me some
good.
coin.
I don't know how to
good.
react. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Can we start with
the
Brett's
Lions.
game? Can we start with Brett's game so we can talk
Hey,
about?
let's roll the music though, right?
I got to do the whole thing with Jake.
Oh,
Right.
right. That's right.
Yeah, I'll
All
stop
right.
screen sharing for that. You just get my face and their stupidity. Y'all act retarded or whatever.
Okay.
Should I do my
Okay.
sussy Baka stuff again?
Yes.
It's
do it
what the
all.
people want. All right, let's get going.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Week 2 matchups. Recap. Here we go. First game of the week. Gavin McIlroy nearly doubled up the points by Zach Wingfield. 77 to 144. This was an ugly game for Gavin. A lot of underperformers, and he was crushed by the Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs stack on Monday night. Brett Smith defeated Spencer. Brett dropping nearly 160 points to Spencer's 90. Tyreek Hill, Drake London, and Devin Duvernay, Amon-Ra St. Brown. An unstoppable combination, especially when you started Julio Jones, who was out. Max McClendon versus Jack Terry in the game of the week. Jack Terry was victorious over Max McClendon, 130 to 110. Lamar Jackson, DeAndre Swift, and Breece Hall were able to overcome the efforts of Devin Singletary and Mike Evans, who got himself ejected, hurting Max's chances. William Wood defeated Jackson Pasowitz in one of their closer games this week, 124 to 106. Herbert and Mike Williams finally showed why they were worthy of their 5th and 4th round draft picks. And while Allen Robinson at least tried to justify his draft price, it was not enough to save Jackson Pasowitz from William. Luke Longworth defeated James Ivester. Probably shook James up, made him think he needed to make some changes to his team. Luke won on the back of Jalen Waddle's 40 points, took him over Keenan Allen's 0 points because he didn't start in that game. And oh god, Jack beat LJ.
No, I lost
LJ.
Oh,
What?
Jack lost to LJ. You want some recap? Trey Lance put up 2 points. Trey Lance put up 2.5.
Okay, he tore his ACL on the first.
He didn't tear his ACL.
No, he did not
Snapped
tear
his
his
ankle.
ACL. He snapped his
Same
leg.
thing.
Trey Lance
Same
Dak
thing.
Prescott at his ankle.
Oh god.
Much to the joy of all of the 49ers
fans.
players.
Bro, did you see when Jimmy Garoppolo
and you started
got that
Gabe
sneak?
Davis.
Yeah, that's tough.
But yeah,
you see when
the
Jimmy
Niners
Garoppolo-
players, they were happy. They were patting him on the
when he
head.
got in that, dude, it was so obvious they wanted.
They love Jimmy.
Garoppolo. Yeah.
Listen, this is what I've been saying. I drafted Trey Lance because of his upside, but I had no idea why why Jimmy Garoppolo was not the starting quarterback. He led them to the NFC Championship, and didn't he lead them to the Super Bowl that one year too when they
Yeah,
should have
then he lost to them the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean he should be the starting quarterback there. He should have always been.
I know.
I understand the ceiling of Trey
W.
Lance, but obviously I was like, I'm gonna jump on that.
Look, I avoided Debo and Kittle because I thought Trey Lance was the starter. I did that last year too, and it did not work out for me. And I'm not sure it'll work out this year. All right, let's get into the matchups now. You want to start with Brett and Spencer?
Brett and Spencer.
Holy crap! I think
Brett.
I think we all owe Brett an apology. I don't know what y'all said.
Oh my gosh.
I was not high on his team last week, and he deserves an apology, especially from me. But man, Amon-Ra, that pick is looking better.
Oh my word!
Especially
future Hall of Famer.
I will say, I believe, I don't remember, I can't quote myself on the first episode we were going through drafts. I did not hate the Amon-Ra pick. I honestly thought it was a pretty good pick there, even though it was a reach. So I did like that about Brett's team, but everything else I was very low on. And London looks great. Tyreek Hill looks great. And his running back sucked. Like Derrick Henry sucked. Cam Akers was like at least better than week one. But he still dropped almost 160. That is
okay. In fairness, all of the running backs sucked this week.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I mean, look at the week 2 running backs. Jonathan Taylor had the
you gotta go stats.
I don't think
that's projections.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Nick Chubb and Aaron Jones.
Screw Aaron Jones.
Like everyone, there was only 3 people who scored over 20. It was a weird week for running backs.
Yeah, it sucked.
But
yeah, Brett's team, and we've seen this before. Remember last year when he started off with Chase? Who else he have? Waddle. He had another young receiver, Jefferson. He rocks the young receivers. Scroll down to his bench. Garrett Wilson, 30. Tyler Lockett, not a young receiver, but 11 for or 9 for 107. His team's deep now.
Yeah.
Oh god, again. 9-11.
We're back.
There it is.
So I mean, obviously Brett's team, amazing week, but there's still, room for improvement. And now he's got like depth, bench, trade pieces, stuff like that. Yeah. But let's not ignore Spencer's team here. Spencer underperformed, sadly. Najee was kind of banged up this game. Cordero split even with Algier. And then Debo, maybe got game scripted out of this game. I don't really know what to say about that. Just not a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, the 49ers got up, and you know what they do when they get up. They just run the rock. So it was bad game script for Debo.
Started Julio, but Julio was like a game time decision. And then Knox, was doing fine, but only played 3 quarters. Yeah. AJ Brown kind of got game scripted out, and then Marquise Brown, 6 of 11 for 68. If he had caught that touchdown, I'm pretty sure he had a touchdown.
Yes. But they downed it at the 1 yard line. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Not that it mattered. But
just a down week for Spencer. Not to be concerned. And he's got a good bench, and he's got a new team coming up. So we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But we can hit the next matchup here.
Well, hold on. I do want to say
okay.
One last thing. Backtracking from last week, William kind of already went over this, but I said I just don't believe in anybody on Brett's bench. And he gets Wilson goes off. Tyler Lockett looked great, and Dobbins isn't even healthy. And Gesicki, who was
actually got targets.
Got targets. He caught a touchdown. Maybe Gesicki is a startable play.
Probably not, but
probably not. I would still start Hawkinson, but
Duvernay. Duvernay got a kick return touchdown.
Yeah, that was a little fluky.
Jeez Louise.
But Duvernay should go to his bench for probably Wilson. But good for Brett, man. Brett's team looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited for Brett. And Derrick Henry is obviously going to do better than the Bills every week. So
for sure.
Well, we talked about Brett getting better from week 1 to week 2. Let's talk about
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my
You need
gosh.
to
We're gonna
leave.
we're gonna get your opinion on it. I'll hit Wingfield first. Wingfield looked good. He started off slow, but then when the Monday night came around and he was projected, I think like 110 at one point, 108 maybe, and then Josh Allen's that Stephon Diggs stack is insane, bro.
Oh my gosh. That's league winning stuff right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. I'm jealous. And then Devontae Smith got involved. We were hoping to see that
That's
mix in
big.
with a down week, but I mean, like you already
Down
pointed
week,
out, running
0
backs.
points.
No, mixing.
Mhm.
And then what's disappointing though is Cam Akers out touching Henderson. Even though Henderson got the touchdown, that's got to be disappointing. And we'll see how that pans out. Hayden Hurst is, a good tight end. He got targets even with Higgins back. So that's good. Zeke, I am out. I'm out on Zeke.
I'm worried about Zeke.
I don't know. I'm not totally out on Zeke. I think the volume is still there for him. He's still going to own that backfield. Obviously, he's not going to be like the bell cow back we saw, but we didn't really expect that. I think he's going to put up better weeks than what we're seeing. I think his upside is through the roof, but I mean, if that's your flex running back, which I mean, the problem with Henderson is I think what that's going to turn into is a who's got the hot hand. So if Akers looks good, they're going to ride with Akers. If Darrell Henderson looks good, they're going to ride with Henderson. So that's going to be a weird situation. He might just have to get lucky with a touchdown each week from both of those guys. But as long as Clyde keeps, producing with his limited touches, then I mean, maybe he'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Go down to his bench.
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson
Getting a lot of
startable now. I
carries.
mean, he's kind of deep. He's got 5 starting running backs. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
4.5 because of Henderson. I don't know. I'm not really concerned about Wingfield's team. He needs some things to hit his way on and can beat anybody on any given week just because of the Allen and Diggs stack.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think Smith was huge for him this week because obviously he put up a goose egg last week and you're going, oh no, this might be bad news. And he comes out and puts up 15 without a touchdown and was super efficient with what he saw. So that was really big.
Super involved. They really wanted to get him the ball.
Yeah.
Like they overcorrected. They were like,
I think we saw that in a few cases this week with some players.
Yes, I think we saw a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side, Gavin with the number 1 week 1 performance to the number 12 week 2 performance. What as you were okay. So you had Thursday night Mahomes, right? Did you have any other Thursday night?
Thursday night Mahomes and Thursday night Kelsey. Both
So
of whom did pretty bad.
So you went into Sunday needing some points, okay?
Yes.
Talk up to us about how you felt on Sunday.
Well, I was pretty unhappy when I found out that Michael Pittman was out, which is unfortunate. He did so well last week. He got 27 last week and he was out with the quad thing. So I had to flex in someone, and I originally had J.D. McKissick, and I switched J.D. McKissick out for Donovan Peoples-Jones at the last minute. That was a great decision. He got 11 targets last week and got 1 this week. So
this week it was Amari.
It was Amari this week, and I think it's probably going to stay that way. But I was like, 11 targets, I can chase that. Because of some injuries and some just bad performances.
Yeah,
Justin Jefferson put up 10.
That stinks.
Mahomes only put up 17. Kelsey only put up 10. Miles Sanders put up 0, and Michael Pittman was out. Like, I'm relying on some of those guys going for 30 every week.
Yeah.
And all of them did bad this week.
Right.
Except Cortland Sutton did all right with 19, but only because Judy was out.
And I wouldn't be too worried about Jefferson. I mean, he saw even more targets this week. Obviously, I don't think you're worried, but even though it was a down week, he's still seeing the volume, which is good.
Mm-hmm. I think
Miles Sanders. We're gonna see some more of this, and this is kind of what we talked about in the preseason video, where it's like you can take the running backs early and you'll get kind of a consistency, or you can go for the receivers and you'll get the volatility. And this is exactly what we're seeing with a zero RB. Gavin chose the receiver route, and he has gone from the best to the worst in 1 week. So, well, not. I mean, I don't think you have the worst team, but worst
I had the
scoring
worst
output.
performance for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the volatility we're gonna see. I'm sure you'll find at least one running back that you can consistently plug in. You might already have that with Sanders. And then it's just about your guys staying healthy. And I mean, every week you could be the best team. So, I wouldn't be worried if I was you, but it just kind of stinks to have your second week 77 points. That would hurt my psyche for sure.
I built this team for upside. So
Are you resilient?
That's
Are
how
you
you win
resilient, Gavin?
leagues.
I've had safe teams in the past, and they just lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take Montgomery for Jefferson?
I'll think about it.
Okay. All right, let's hit the next one.
All right,
Big
matchup
Dick.
of the week.
Sorry, Big Deke energy. What is Deke?
Deacon. He goes to Wake
Deacon.
Forest.
Oh, what?
It's a great play on words. I give credit to Max. That's
He's a-
great.
Dude,
he's a
this
true
whole
wordsmith.
time I thought he was just trying to say dick without saying
I mean,
dick.
he is, but that is what's happening.
I mean, that is, but
Oh.
there's other things going
wow.
on there.
Well, I hope I'm not the only one that didn't know that. That's kind of interesting. This was the game of the week, right?
Yes,
It
game of the
was.
week.
Game of the week.
The rivalry.
Terry is 1-0 on game of the week. Moves on to 2-0. Max falls to 0-2 after being the number 1 ranked power ranking team. Talk to me through this game, Jack. What did you see?
Well, I did say that Lamar was going to win Terry this week, and that is exactly what happened. Even though Hurts almost matched his performance, I think Max got a couple unfortunate breaks with Evans like getting ejected, and like I don't know how late that was. Wasn't it pretty late in the game?
Yeah. Well, I think
it was like in the fourth quarter, so it probably wouldn't have made a difference. But I mean, nobody on his team really did bad per se. I mean, Singletary, you just kind of gotta expect like he's not gonna be great for you. You're kind of relying on a touchdown from him. But Terry's team looked great. I think Breece Hall was that was a good outing from him. We were a little unsure of what we saw from him last week, and he came out. It looks like they're kind of easing him into this offense. He was super efficient when he got the ball. And speaking of efficient when they got the ball, DeAndre Swift should have had like 40 points in this game. I don't know why they don't give him the ball. They were up the whole game. Like, why does he have 5 carries?
Yeah.
He's weak. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that
he's
makes more
elite.
sense.
He destroyed Washington.
He's him though.
He has RB1 upside of 100%.
Him and
yeah.
I saw him Laden.
Yeah. Just keep going. Yeah. I mean, everything looked pretty good. Nobody was super touchdown dependent besides Palmer, I guess, but you can't really expect much from Palmer. And that was just kind of a play with Keenan Allen being out, and it ended up paying off. But yeah, CeeDee, I think CeeDee it was good to see CeeDee get that kind of volume with Cooper Rush. He still looks very I mean, obviously he was going to be startable, but he still looks like he could put up high end wide receiver 1 or high end wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1 numbers, even with Cooper Rush.
Yeah,
Terry's team looks pretty good all around. Yeah, that is very reassuring for his team.
I will say something
that's
disappointing.
Not
reassuring. I don't think Darnell Mooney is startable anywhere.
That sucks.
They threw the ball how many times?
11.
Like
11 attempts.
And they were down the whole game.
Yeah, they were losing, and they threw the ball 11 times.
I think that'll go up.
I mean,
it'll go I think he'll get
What's
in the
it going to
20s.
go up to? 17?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll get in the 20s next week versus Houston.
They're not going to have enough.
Green Bay's D-line was really good.
I think the Bears,
and
this is just a pure NFL, just like purely on the game, not even related to fantasy. The Bears were getting like 8 yards a carry, maybe even more. And I don't know why they didn't keep handing the ball off. they probably should have only thrown the ball like 3 times. So that's, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Bears just like pound the rock.
Yeah.
And maybe that opens up big plays for Mooney, kind of in like a Bateman role where he doesn't get like a ton of volume, but he like gets he has big play upside.
Mhm.
But yeah, Mooney's disappointing. I've been high on him in the past couple of years, but I don't want, like I said, I don't want any part of the Bears offense when it comes to receivers. I don't want any part of the Green Bay offense when it comes to receivers. There's Aaron Rodgers spreads the ball out too much, and the Bears don't pass the ball much enough. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think very Deontay Johnson stat line right here.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what you're
I
going to
feel
get
like-
from him.
yeah, he scores 13 points.
It's a good
He
flex.
is the favorite target, though. We were kind of worried about Trubisky picking Claypool or picking
Claypool.
Pickett or Pickens, but he's still going with Johnson, so it's kind of interesting to know. Anybody on Jack's bench?
Not really.
Lazard is
Harris.
so disappointing. I thought Lazard was going to be good.
I think Damian Harris
It's his
probably
first week
has
back.
the backfield role locked down in the
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is huge.
for now. Was Ty Montgomery active?
No, he is out. He's on IR.
For how long?
At least 4 weeks.
Oh,
That's
was
nice.
that last week or this week?
Right? That's as of this week. So
Yeah. So Damian Harris, roll him out there.
yeah, startable guy. I think
Flexible.
I'll say for Max's team, I think he's like he'll rebound from this pretty easily. He won't have to start Singletary. He can start Kamara whenever he's back from injury.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Brandon Ayuk rest of the season now that Garoppolo's back.
I don't know.
This is interesting. What you just said. Yeah, Jack, go for it.
I like Ayuk. I loved Ayuk's upside this year with Trey Lance. I thought Ayuk was going to benefit a lot from him. Not saying he can't be, like, he'll still be startable, I think, with Garoppolo. But I thought Ayuk was more of Lance's type of receiver. So that's all I have to say.
So I think Ayuk's upside this year was wound up in his deep threat ability, and Lance has the cannon arm as opposed to Garoppolo is more the field manager. And so I think that's what Jack's alluding to is we don't know if it's a hit. I don't know if it's a hit. I think it's more of a lateral move, less of like he'll be less deep threat touchdown guy and more PPR friendly. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see how it pans out. I mean, the 49ers are, they're a great team and they got a great coach, so they're going to use their best players. He's out of the doghouse this year. Yeah, so we'll see. McLaurin is really disappointing too.
That's one thing I want to talk about. Terry McLaurin is a confusing player to me because I just want to pull up his teammates and see what they're doing. Curtis Samuel is getting 9 targets this week and 11 targets last week. 9, 11. And then Jahan Dotson has 3 touchdowns on the year. They're just both outperforming Terry McLaurin, which is not at all what anyone expected. Everyone thought Terry McLaurin would be Commanders.
Mhm.
That's still new to me. The Commanders' passing game is so much better than I think anyone expected. If you told me that Carson Wentz was going to throw for 313 yards and 4 touchdowns and 337 yards and 3 touchdowns at the beginning of the year, I would have taken Terry McLaurin in the 3rd round. Like I would have been sure McLaurin would be going off with that. He's just not. The offense is great for fantasy. Like it looks really good. And McLaurin's the 3rd best receiver in terms of fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Commanders will run into their first kind of real defensive test this week against Philadelphia, and we'll kind of see how real this is. But I like Jahan Dotson's emergence. I mean, obviously he's a go-to red zone guy. Curtis Samuel is taken after Deebo Samuel, and he's actually getting carries every game, and he's kind of that underneath playmaker type. and that kind of leaves out McLaurin. And so I think McLaurin will positive regress, like targets wise and touchdowns wise, because there's a lot of touchdowns to go around. But we're yet to see, because Dotson is, emerging, kind of taking over that alpha, and Samuel is kind of, carved out his role. And so I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just worried about McLaurin, or I'm worried about this offense because I really don't think Carson Wentz can sustain 3 fantasy relevant wide receivers. I just there's part of me that revolts against that.
He
idea.
is
just no
right
way.
now. Right
He
now,
is-
all of them are relevant.
Yeah, he is. This is great.
Look at that. That is unbelievable.
These numbers are fantastic for fantasy. And I'm looking at the schedule. I don't see why it doesn't continue.
I mean, Philadelphia and Dallas defensively are pretty good.
That's my new quarterback right there.
Carson Wentz. Okay.
But yeah.
Well, both these teams are in a good spot.
Max on their bench.
Yeah.
Anything on Max's bench?
On Max's bench, Alvin Kamara is the main guy.
Kamara's going to come back. Godwin's going to come back.
Kittle's coming back.
Kittle's coming back. Max needs to outlast this 0-2
George
start.
Kittle must have been hanging out too much with Trey Lance or something, because he is groin sprained from hell.
Yeah, I wouldn't panic if I was Max, but it just stinks to start 0-2, and it gives you less wiggle room for.
His team is still good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. All that matters is making the playoffs. Once you get in, it's anybody's game.
One last thing about this team, though. Eckler is not look like last year. They are not giving him the same usage. He got a lot of points during garbage time last week.
Yeah.
I think he's someone I wouldn't be worried. I just don't think he's not going to pay off with where he got drafted.
Yeah.
I think he's going to finish.
He's just look at those yards per carry. Like he just doesn't look like a great running back. I think he's still going to be fantasy relevant, and we knew he was going to regress from a touchdown standpoint. He had like 20 last year. So we kind of expected a little bit of this, but yeah, this is a little bit more than what I think everybody was expecting.
Yeah. All right. Next matchup.
Oh yeah. Team Colin Croft versus Bill Cosby's sleepers.
I'll talk about Jackson's team real quick. I think that probably one guy we should highlight, Allen Robinson. I think that they said they wanted to get him more involved last week, and I said that bodes well for him, and they did. They got him more involved. He should have had 2 touchdowns. I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was some BS. It got a couple of touchdowns. So congrats, but he should have had 2 touchdowns and like
5 receptions,
a lot more, 5 catches, and a couple more yards. Allen Robinson, he's a flex guy. I don't think he's going to be a fantastic wide receiver. I think he's limited by Cup, but I think, hey, I'd love to have him on my team. Flex wide receiver 2, that's great. Judy, the injury, it's tough, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be out too long. I think the bigger worry is what the hell is going on with the Broncos. They don't look like a good team. They look like a really badly coached football team.
I know, yeah.
Like, baffling.
Nathaniel Hackett is the Scott Frost of the NFL.
He is. He looks like Scott Frost, too. But,
yeah, I think Jackson's suffering from that a little bit. He's suffering from, between Javonte and Judy, the really slow start to the season by the Broncos has kind of halted his, I guess, elevation to a good team. McCaffrey also has a slow start. What do y'all think about McCaffrey?
Well,
I'm not worried about him.
I'm not worried, but I still want to say Javonte and Judy looked great in week 1, so I don't want to take that away from them.
But fantasy-wise, well, I guess Judy did well.
Fantasy-wise, Judy had like 18, Javonte had like 11 catches.
Oh, Javonte had some drops this game, which
did he really
be bad. That could make him be used less in receiving, but
that sucks.
We'll see how that plays out. Thielen kind of got some garbage time work. Took all those Jefferson catches away. Mark Andrews played in the game. Mark Andrews played in the game that ended 35-38.
So I was watching this game, and Mark Andrews actually started off really slow, but he was steady. And the second half, he went from like 10 to 25. And obviously part of that's due to the touchdown. But I was like, man, Mark Andrews is, having a slow day because I think Bateman had 20 when Andrews had 10. And then second half, it was all Andrews. I know the Ravens were trying to game manage, but it seems like when they game manage, they just run it and then they give it to Andrews. So I think he's game script proof, and that's what makes him one of the best tight ends, between him and Kelsey, the best tight end in football.
The Ravens cannot run the ball at all.
Yeah.
The Kenyon Drake's their best running back.
Was he the starting though? Who else they had?
Kenyon Drake.
Well, Dobbins will be back.
Dobbins will be back, but he's coming off injury.
I mean, it was Lamar.
Justice Hill, who looked all right. Not Justice Hill of Ladar Christian renown. But, hey, he's at LSU. He transferred to LSU.
Yeah, I know. He'll come up
see
to
him. Yeah, we'll see him this year.
It was all Lamar. It was just the Lamar show.
Yeah, it was a Lamar show, and he's part of it. And Lamar played so well, and they still lost. I don't understand that. But
and the Ravens had a complete possession less due to that Duvernay kick return touchdown. And so the Ravens offense could have done even better. Especially since that's like that, changes game script and takes a whole possession away from your offense. So kind of stinks for fantasy, but obviously good for the team. Bench, not really seeing anything here.
There's nothing on the bench.
Algier.
4 snaps.
I mean, we could say Algier first game active gets 10 carries. I mean,
30 yards.
Yeah,
I can also say that.
They're in rebuild mode, so they're gonna. I mean, I think they're gonna use them. Yeah, I don't know. He'll have to. I mean, rookies get better over the season, I guess, is the only positive to take away from this.
Yeah, that's the hope.
I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. I mean, the Rams rushing defense is really good.
Yeah. Well, they were playing from behind the whole game too. Yeah. I think he's gonna need that. I mean, the Falcons will be playing from behind every freaking week, so he's gonna need that receiving upside to be fantasy relevant, probably. And then another thing, I mean, I kind of want to do highlight McCaffrey. I don't know if this is what we're gonna see consistently from him from a workload standpoint. I just don't think we're ever gonna see that elite volume from him like we used to. Which is why I was a little worried on him. But I think he's still he's gonna start scoring touchdowns, and he was still really efficient with what he got. And I mean, obviously, I don't want to say too much because trades, but I think Burks might by week 6, 7 be a very, very good. I think they're kind of easing him in. He didn't play
really, that's interesting. I thought
when they were getting blown out, they took their starters out. They put Malik Wilson. Maybe that's because Tannehill was playing awful, but they took Burks out too, and they kept Robert. They kept Robert Woods in.
Yeah.
They kept every other starter besides him in, and I don't think it was an injury thing with him. So that just shows you how valuable he is to their team. I think they want him, and he looks great when he's on the field. I think they want him to be that alpha wide receiver there. I think he has huge side come second half of the season.
I mean, he got 6 targets on 45% of the snaps. That's great.
It also shows how stupid preseason is because he was playing the entire game. There was so much talk about he's behind Kyle Phillips, he's behind Westbrook-Ikhine, and he's quickly by week 2, you're already seeing him being pulled with the starters while all the other receivers are left in. It's kind of like preseason hype is take it with a heavy grain of salt.
Yeah.
All right, we got to talk about
Jamar last year. Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Well, I mean, I'm happy with the week. I was disappointed with the Monday night from Dalvin Cook. They just kind of got bodied by the Eagles, but everyone else did well. Not much to say from my point of view. I'm really excited that Mike Williams had a good week. This is kind of what I drafted him for. Oh, I'm really excited. My favorite surprise has been Freiermuth.
Yes.
In that he was the last starting tight end taken in the draft, and now he's probably one of 6 or 7 that is weekly startable. So I'm really excited about that.
Total steal. And I don't know where the targets are coming from, but I guess.
Yeah, he's got a big old target share.
That's great. That's what you want in the draft is a late tight end that you can actually start and get 10 points out of. That's
Yeah.
huge. Off week from Devontae, I don't think I have nothing to worry about there. He was so good last week. Montgomery looks fine. Dispelling I mean look at that yards per carry as well.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I was scared. I was trying to ship him off so hard preseason. I remember distinctly offering Wingfield Montgomery for Zeke. And then I remember offering Montgomery for ETN. I remember trying to get Brees Hall with Montgomery. And now I'm kind of like, I'm so glad all those were declined because he was one of the few running backs last week that looked really good. And it was against Green Bay. Green Bay's been kind of gashed on the rushing attack, so we don't really know how good they are. But I'm really excited about that. And now I'm going to roll him out every week. And he gets passing work too, so that's really good. On the bench, I mean, I got a good bench. Bateman caught that 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah, we'll talk more about Bateman later.
Okay, yeah.
Pollard looked good. We'll talk about him later. Samuel looked good. We talked about him already.
Yeah.
Gadget guy.
Yeah. And then Claypool, they try to manufacture some touches for him, but a lot of it's around the line of scrimmage. But I know 2 of those targets were in the red zone, in the end zone. And so it obviously didn't come down with those. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Chase Claypool, he's not the first read on his team with a iffy quarterback, so he's kind of going to be a flexible player in a crunch with obviously the chance for a touchdown because they look for him around the red zone.
Yeah. Okay. Longworth, gone not forgotten versus James.
This is ridiculous. 108. I think that was the lowest scoring victor this week.
Yeah, buffoonery happened here.
It helps because James left in Keenan Allen, but I'm not sure it would have made a difference.
It wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Longworth just had a down week. Not too worried about his team. I will talk about ETN in a second, but the whole Bucks offense was in a funk that resulted in Fournette only getting 9 points. Jamar, Bengals, like Burrow was getting sacked like crazy and so much pressure, and that never let plays develop. So Jamar never really got, his deep shots. Waddle, oh man, did we already talk about Waddle? Not really.
Not really talking about the Dolphins.
Man, okay, so I'll share this with the league. So I Saturday night and Sunday morning I was texting Longworth, and at this point, I'm still trying to get rid of Montgomery, and so I'm trying to ship off Montgomery and Bateman for Dillon and Waddle, and we were close to accepting. And when he said no, I wasn't even that disappointed because I feel like the Montgomery to Dillon slide was, and then Bateman had a good game and Waddle had only had 5 targets, and so I was kind of like, well, if it doesn't happen, it's no big deal. And he thought about it, but said no. And boy, was he lucky to say no, because Waddle looks insane. He looked so good, and it was every single play. They were like, Tua was looking at him every single play, like first down, tons of third downs. He was a deep threat. Yeah, this is impressive.
Yeah, I think the thing with Waddle, and the reason I love him with the Dolphins, is because he's developed a chemistry with Tua from college. So obviously Tua's going to lean on him maybe even more than he does Tyreek Hill, and it looked like he did here. So, I mean, it looks like we're probably not going to see this passing volume from the Dolphins every week, but yeah, I think Waddle's got. I think he's a high end 2, low end 1.
You don't think Tua's going to throw for 450 yards and 600 pounds every week?
I mean, maybe he will now that I think about it, but
not against Buffalo.
No. Yeah, next week might come down to earth, but hey, this just shows the upside of a player with as talented as Waddle.
Yeah. It's crazy fast. This guy 97 speed on Madden.
Speaking of upside, the exact opposite, Cole Kmet. He has 2 targets on the year.
Komet
This
burned me,
is
man.
so disappointing.
They
What
just don't throw the
happened?
ball. We talked about
It's not
just-
Komet's fault.
11 targets or 11.
This is it out of all the preseason busts, this has got to be the craziest. I mean, obviously, Komet wasn't like a top, 8-round pick, but there was a lot of hype for him being a sleeper tight end, and he has done nothing.
I just don't understand what kind of offense the Bears are running. It's from like the 1950s. This is an offense from when Detroit Lions were winning NFL championships. I don't.
Except they have a running quarterback.
They threw more passes in a hurricane than when they were down 21-0 against the Packers.
I don't understand it, but hey, it's gonna work. They're gonna get a high draft pick, and then I have no idea what they're gonna do with it, but that seems to be their goal.
Renfro got a concussion. He played well though.
Until he got concussed. I mean, that hit would have concussed me too. I would have fumbled there too.
Holy crap! Yeah, that looked bad.
That's tough.
Dylan out-touched Aaron Jones again, even though Aaron Jones went crazy.
Aaron Jones got all that. They wanted to feature Aaron Jones again, which is good. Amari Cooper restoring some confidence.
That's nice.
That if I'm Longworth, I feel happy about that.
Mm-hmm. Michael Carter
almost
still operating the lead back, kind of.
Not quite 9/11. Too efficient.
Scroll down to that Irv Smith. This is the Irv Smith we were expecting. And he should have had I want to say 26 or something. He dropped like an 80-yard touchdown.
Oh my word, you're right.
Right in the breadbasket. Should have been a huge
Did I send you all the tweet that said the Eagles' strategy for covering Jefferson is just to not cover Irv Smith at all?
Yeah.
And it worked perfectly for them.
It did.
So they just let Irv Smith be the problem. That's a great problem to have.
Yep. And that's important because
Jefferson.
Obviously we've seen Komet put up 2 goose eggs, or I don't know. Yeah, back-to-back goose eggs. So, Irv Smith put up a goose egg last week, but it looked like they were trying to get him involved like we kind of expected to see this year. So that's big for Longs, I think.
Mm-hmm. Longworth is rolling with the Jets. They're, the Jets. We're actually going to talk about their quarterback later. Well, I mean, we can do it right now, I guess.
Yeah, let's talk about.
Let's do it right now. All right.
Quarterback.
So we're going to play a game. Okay.
Well,
let's play a game.
We're going to play a game. It's called Joe Flacco or
Donald Trump finally took hard stance.
What is this?
I think Joe Flacco is.
We're going to play a game. It's called Joe Flacco or Justin Herbert right after this video.
Is actually not all of us. Is Joe Flacco an elite QB? I think Joe Flacco is actually a very elite quarterback. Very elite.
It's the clickbaity version. It's not the my apologies.
Oh wow.
Can't hear very well. All right, well, we're gonna play a game. It's called Joe Flacco or
Elite
Justin Herbert. Okay. All right. So who had more completions? Justin Herbert or Joe Flacco?
Joe Flacco.
Definitely Joe Flacco.
No cheating. No cheating. No cheating, guys.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad.
I'm not cheating.
The answer is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert had 33 to Joe Flacco's 26.
But he probably didn't throw the ball as many times.
Guess who had more attempts?
Joe Flacco.
Nope.
Efficiency
Herbert. 48 to 44.
Screw off.
Guess who had more touchdowns?
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
100%.
I saw the game.
Joe Flacco had 4 touchdowns on less attempts and completions than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert had 3. And finally, the most important stat, who had more rushing yards?
All right, Flacco had 5?
You're kidding me. No shot.
Flacco.
Joe Flacco outrushed Justin Herbert 6-1. So
that's huge.
Joe Flacco. And he outscored him in fantasy. Joe Flacco, the next the next big thing. Well, I mean,
He's an elite mobile quarterback.
not exactly, not exactly the next new big thing, but Joe Flacco. Check him out. He might be pretty good. Longworth.
What to take away from that is when Joe Flacco plays for the Jets, you're going to be able to start 3 Jets players because he throws
Yeah.
the ball around a lot.
He slings it on.
He had like what 59 attempts last week.
He had like
Yeah.
45.
They have
This
the
is
most
not-
passing attempts through 2 weeks by far.
Yeah,
It's
so
huge.
Joe Flacco makes the Jets weapons relevant. And we'll see.
Guess the
if
difference
Wilson does
between
that.
Justin Fields' passing attempts and Joe Flacco's passing attempts.
That's not even fair. It's like 3
33
times.
or something.
33
No,
pass
'cause-
attempts is the difference
Yeah, I think so.
It's more than
in
that,
the whole
'cause
season.
Ju-
In the whole season.
Oh, in the whole season. Oh,
Fields has 28 on the
I
season.
guess like four. I mean, there's like
Flacco has
70,
100.
70.
It's almost 80.
Oh,
80
gosh.
pass attempts. That's ridiculous. That's
What,
insane.
Flacco has,
How-
like,
you don't even run 80
110?
plays in a game. Most of this. Well, I mean, I guess you could sometimes. But you don't even run 80 plays in a game. It's like the Jets offense has played an entire maybe two more games than the Bears offense.
It's kind of
I don't
wild.
know.
It
Yeah.
feels like that when you watch him, but yeah. All right,
Yeah.
we got to talk about James.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got to talk about James. Oh, shoot.
Brady, he was throwing to no one because he got Mike Evans ejected. Not worried about him. That's fine.
Brady's
Jonathan
fine.
Taylor. Oh, that
He's
stinks,
fine.
but
The
he's still
Colts
the best.
suck.
The Colts were
Colts
down
suck.
like they were
They
down
suck.
the entire game.
Matt
Bad
Ryan
games.
sucks.
He sucks,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
I don't know what to do.
Washed.
I mean,
3
Pittman might be Pittman and Taylor, obviously, like they're kind of like Dalvin Jefferson, where
Yeah.
they'll play good for a mediocre offense all the time. But it's like this stinks. They were supposed to be, Super Bowl contending. Matt Ryan's gonna come in and bring this team to the Super Bowl, and they suck. Yeah,
Matt
losing
Ryan
to
does
Jacksonville.
not have it.
It was
Taylor's
a
still going to
hard.
be good.
Yeah, he's fine.
Hey,
It was
good-
the
good
hard knocks
performance.
hype, man.
Yeah, the mid-season
Touchdown
hard
vulture,
knocks.
bro.
Yeah, Nick
The
Chubb,
number
So-
1
3
running back in
touchdowns.
fantasy right now.
Cost
So
the game.
is this going to be like a 1 week we're going to give the goal line touches to Chubb and the next to Hunt?
Yeah,
That's what it kind of feels
Yes.
like,
yeah.
which
I think
kind
they're
of like
both
sucks.
valuable.
Yeah, Chubb is good. He'll have weeks like this, and then he'll have weeks where he scores 10 with
Yeah,
100
100
yards.
rushing yards. Yeah.
He'll get 100 rushing yards and 10 fantasy points. And that's just what it is with Nick Chubb sometimes. He's great. So is Keenan Allen, but he did not play. So
Mm.
he definitely doesn't belong in your lineup when he's out, but that's fine.
But it didn't matter. So
I wish I could say James was the only one who started an out player, but
yeah,
I'm wrong if I
unfortunately.
said that.
We'll get into that later.
I'm going to introduce some like fines or something next time.
The other hot
Good.
button is Pitts in this lineup, and I think we all have different opinions about Pitts. Gavin, why don't you go first? What do you think?
Why don't
about
we talk
Pitts?
about Pitts later? I feel like
Oh.
matters
I guess
a
we
little
could talk
bit.
about
Yeah,
this later.
yeah,
Right,
definitely.
right.
We'll talk about him later. How
Metcalf.
about-
The Seahawks suck.
Well, he got
Uh,
out targeted by Lockett.
Yeah.
Against San Francisco. I don't know. I'm not worried. I'm not really worried about Metcalf. When was he drafted? It's not like you were drafting him, like top 3 rounds.
No, he
Oh.
went after Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Which
really
obviously
disappointing.
that's a great pick for Brett, but yeah.
I was
we
weary
kind
of
we kind of expected this though. You kind of have to roll with the lumps. He's an amazing athlete and he's going to get touchdowns, but you're going to have growing pains with a Geno Smith led Seahawks.
You get touchdowns when there's only 1 touchdown scored for your offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about Pitts later. Chase Edmonds.
Oh,
I'm
Disappointing.
not super worried. I think he'll figure it out. I think that they just were throwing the ball. That was the game
Hmm.
plan.
yeah. But which
Christian
is
Kirk.
weird though, right? Because Edmonds is the receiving back as opposed to Mostert.
They just weren't using them out
Yeah,
of the backfield.
no,
And
they
no
weren't.
one was catching the ball.
I mean, they have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, so it's kind of like,
Wasn't Jack? Were we watching the game when Waddle started lining up in the backfield?
no, I wasn't there because I got screwed over on Sunday.
Okay. I think Waddle lined up in the backfield some too. So Mike McDaniel's a god though. He'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk again,
Dude,
balling out.
league
Kirk
winner?
is
League
Yeah.
winner?
He's that man.
I think he might be.
him, John.
That's huge. When was he picked? Like 12th round?
Oh, like 13th round.
Oh, 8th round.
Eighth. Y'all are dumb. But
That's a
hey,
great pick.
It's a great pick.
So,
He's like a 5th round or 4th round now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he looks really good.
The
I'd rather
Jags
have
look
him than
good.
DK.
The Jags look good. I mean, they
Jags
got a
look
running
good,
game.
but they all.
The Jags are good. The Lions look good.
What
what
is
is
this?
going
What's
on?
happening?
Then the Texans, they beat the Colts, but the Colts might just suck. So
There might be some reckoning though. All those teams play good matchups next. They play the
Yeah, we'll
Chargers
see.
next week.
The
Anybody on the bench?
No.
nah.
Not much to talk about. Pickens, I think, will have a better second half than first half, but we're still a
but
long way from
He's a
him
rookie.
taking
So.
over.
I don't think that will have much of an effect. But yeah. All right. Last matchup of the week to cover.
Is it?
Yes. it's
Yeah,
the
it is.
last one.
Okay. LJ versus Jack. LJ wins 117-78. Yeah, so Jack, we kind of already talked about how your team is made of glass and
It
hence the
is.
username
It's-
made of
it's-
glass.
It's been the name since last year when my whole team got hurt. My whole team's already freaking hurt in week 2, so it's just awesome.
It's disappointing. Don't be down on yourself here. At least you're not going
I'm
to.
not down. I'm not down.
Yeah. James Conner went out with an injury. Lance is done for the year. Gibson, I don't really know what to think about this Gibson. I don't really know anything. At least he got the touchdown. Only 2
Stifled
yards
by
per
the
carry.
Stifled by the Lions' elite defense.
Yeah,
And I was
guess.
expecting a big week from Gibson. Gibson was the most disappointing, and I guess Juju, but the thing with Juju is nobody on the Chiefs, as well as they played, was really even fantasy relevant besides Kelsey, who put up 10, but you're expecting like 20 from
Forgetting
Kelsey.
my man, Justin Watson.
And his one like 50-yard bomb.
Elite
So-
fantasy option.
I'm not too worried about Juju going forward. I mean, he's not gonna be obviously like he's not gonna be what Tyreek Hill was there. But I will say, I think I mentioned this to William. Tyreek Hill was the wide receiver 6 last year. He had 4 weeks where he scored less than 5 points. So I don't know. It's gonna happen. I think Juju's still gonna be fine. I'm not worried about him. Just look at the Chiefs offense in terms of receivers. Nobody was any good this week. So but yeah, I mean, basically the sum up my team is
Cooper Cup,
Cup-
elite
Cup was-
101 pick.
Cup was worth the pick 100%. And
No
he will
kidding,
be.
bro.
Um,
That's insane.
yeah, Schultz. I mean, I said it last week. I'm worried about him with Cooper Rush. I think he's great with Dak Prescott. He looked. great
He's
with
hurt though.
Yeah,
He got hurt.
He,
He
like,
didn't play this
He
whole
got
game.
hurt like late in the game. He was
He-
at one point.
he got the PCL sprain that Zeke made Zeke suck all last year.
Yeah, so that sucks. But I got Gerald Everett in the 14th
That's
round.
big.
Who
Yeah.
is going to be.
He looks
I think-
good.
I think he's startable.
Myers 13
Um,
targets. I did not even see that.
Yeah,
Oh, my
Myers.
word.
That's why I drafted. He's a target whore. I mean, I don't love starting him, but he's going to be solid.
I guess he's usurped Parker as the 1 on that team. I mean, Parker
Yeah.
played 100% of snaps week 1, but
2
Yeah.
targets.
I think
4 targets.
I think
here.
Myers.
Myers is still the guy.
Myers is the guy.
Hey, we need
Yeah.
to talk about. We should talk about Houston. I want to talk about Davian Pearson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we didn't talk about
Man,
my team.
it looks
this.
like it's a flip of script where did you waiver
Yes.
Rex Burkhead?
Yes,
That
I didn't
is
waiver him.
disappointing.
I just picked him up, but
Yeah, so Lovey Smith comes out and he's like, we need to get Damian Pierce more involved after week 1. And they took that to heart because Rex Burkhead got no carries and Damian Pierce got all of them. And I guess 4.6, I mean, I didn't really watch the game, but that's not bad. Maybe Damian Pierce is what we hoped for in the preseason and can be a starting running back in the NFL.
the problem with him is, and this shouldn't just. I could go. For
I'm gonna go
like
get some
a
gummies.
lot
I'll
of
be right
different
back.
running backs. Okay. Problem with Pierce is going to be that the Texans will be playing from behind all year. So again, if he's not getting touchdowns, which the Texans won't be getting a lot of those, or if he's not getting receptions, he's not going to be very good. You could say the same with Rex Burkhead, but normally, I mean, I feel like he's gonna have his games where he gets 10 targets. And hopefully, if I end up having to start him, it's one of those weeks I don't want him on my team, but that's just where we're at right now. And then Davis. I mean, okay, let's just go over. Lance out for the year. James Conner he's had an injury. T. Higgins had a concussion week 1. Schultz has a PCL sprain or whatever that is. Gabe Davis, ankle sprain or whatever. I mean, that's 5 of my starting 8 players have already been at least injured or out for the season. It's just, we're in week 2, man. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. And Gabe Davis, he was a game time decision. We had chapter. I had a meeting before chapter and then went straight to chapter. And I kind of sit up front, so I don't want to be on my phone and like look kind of disrespectful. And the game started.
These are Harrison's gummies, and in order for me to have them, he made me give him permission to shoot his spiel. I don't know if you could hear with the AirPods. Let me take off the AirPods.
Give him an AirPod. Give him a pod.
All right, is it going? Can y'all speak?
Hello?
No, it's still through the AirPods. I don't know what to say, man.
Where's Jack?
Speak.
Is Jack on here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Jack, what happened? How do
you cut out there at the end, but I think we all got the idea.
Yeah, we can't hear.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. My whole team's fucking hurt. Screw my team. Yeah, but the Davis, like I was saying, the Gabe Davis thing was just, I was in chapter and game started and I forgot to look. It wouldn't have mattered, but I hate that I didn't get what would it have been 4 more points out of KJ Osborne.
Oh man,
KJ Osborne.
4.5. So it is what it is. I still would have probably lost had all my players. Actually, I don't know. I mean, a fully healthy Lance probably scores. I think Garoppolo ended up with like 17, so he probably would have got about 20. James Conner probably. Darrell Williams got a touchdown, so James Conner probably would have ended up with like around 15. Gabe Davis probably, you'd think maybe around 15. So it would have been a close game if they had played. But it is what it is. It's going to happen. Hopefully my team gets healthy and I can pick up a good quarterback off the waiver. I probably won't waiver the quarterback, actually. I'll just wait. But, oh well. And props to LJ. You beat an injured team.
Fraud win for LJ.
Fraud win. And Mickey Mouse win, to be honest. Yeah, but I did say I was worried of Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas looks like he was worth the pick and probably got him at great value for what he's going to end up being. And then Aaron Jones, he's going to have these performances. I've had him in the past. I love when they happen when I had him. I hate when they happen against me. But yeah, I mean, Russ really disappointing so far.
Whatever the hell's going on
there. Yeah. And then Cooks, he still got the targets.
Ooh, yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. And then
Waller's back.
I think
Waller played well.
He needs to, Waller played well. I think he needs to transition to Jahan Dotson in the flex instead of MVS. I think MVS is going to be just worthless.
Toast.
So
who got more touches,
that's
Walker
good.
or Penny?
They both. Walker had 4, Penny had 6. So there is
but
no
Walker
value
had
to
2
be
receptions.
Yes,
I didn't realize he was playing this week.
Yeah, I don't think the other team did either.
6-6.
Yeah, so
hey man,
that just means they're both worthless. It's not a good backfield to target. But maybe I should take a running back in the 6th.
Cha-ching!
There's a pretty, solid week from LJ carried by Aaron Jones and Waller and Michael Thomas. Obviously some players like Saquon will do better. DJ Moore will hopefully do better. Brandon Cooks will have better weeks. So yeah, I think this is a pretty standard week for LJ. I don't think he's got anything to worry about. Is he 1-1 or 2-0?
He's 2-0 now. Yeah, 2-0.
Nice.
He's the
So
other undefeated.
he's number one in the league, I think.
Yeah. Or is it you?
Yeah. I mean, of course he's got nothing to worry about. He's number one in the league.
Yeah, it is. He's number one.
So
Nice.
congrats to LJ on being 2-0. We're gonna go over previews, and I guess we'll see if he
Do we want to do
stays that
trades
way.
now? Let's do trades.
Oh yes. Talk about the trades.
Let's scroll back, find the first trade, not that stupid one that Longworth and I did. Should we do a special drop for trade intro? Let's do that.
Ooh, do you have anything?
I think I have one.
Breaking news! This just in! Mike
The trade is now pending.
Trade.
Brandon
time.
Cooks is on the move.
Oh my god! All right.
A trade is
We-
now
We
pending.
could work on that drop. That's in progress.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, we'll
Um,
figure it out.
That was on the fly.
yeah. So this was interesting. This kind of came out of the blue. I didn't really see this coming.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Well, okay. So I was aware when LJ offered me Marquise Brown and Knox that he was at least shopping, but I didn't see this coming. And we were kind of torn. Who do y'all think won this trade?
Spencer.
Pre week 2. Who did y'all think won
Pre-week
this trade?
2.
Pre-week 2.
I'm pretty sure I was on Spencer's side, but Gavin, I think you were on
That means I was on
LJ's side. Yeah.
I think I liked Brandon Cooks a lot more than maybe I should have.
Well, I mean, it's not like he even had a bad week. It was, or like he had like 11 targets or 12 targets or something.
He had
And
10.
he just had a down week. This is,
Yeah.
I don't know. When we find out what this trade freed up later for Spencer, I think Spencer definitely wins just because his gain is greater. But I mean, obviously Marquise Brown has the tremendous touchdown attached to a great quarterback. Brandon Cooks is the PPR solid. You're not gonna be super burnt by him in any given week. But I liked Spencer's team because even though it is early in the season, you want to get players that can change the game, and it also gave him. But I mean, this works for LJ too, because in LJ's eyes, obviously he's upgrading to a more consistent scorer and getting rid of his extra tight end. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought this was a good trade.
I don't know. Because it's like, so I believe Marquise Brown was drafted almost a whole round before Brandon Cooks was. And along with that, Spencer gets a tight end who has pretty good touchdown upside and what's going to be probably the best offense in the league. So I think Spencer wins off of pure upside, and Marquise Brown even got more targets than Brandon Cooks. So I think, I don't know if we're going to see 12 targets a week from Brown. Probably not. We're probably going to see about 10 targets from Cooks. So I think you're right. Cooks is going to be more consistent. But personally, I think you shoot to win the league. And it's Marquise Brown's. He's only been in this offense for 2 weeks now in terms of just games, I guess. So I think Brown has way more upside than Cooks. So I think Spencer wins for sure.
Even with Hopkins and Rondale going to come back?
Yeah. I mean, if any, yeah, I think so. I mean, even last year when D-Hop was healthy, he was getting like 5 targets a game. Because I remember I drafted him and a touchdown was saving him every week. So I was
But
like,
he was
I
getting
need
a
to
touchdown
get him.
every week.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the best, like Kyler Murray's favorite red zone target. Why would he not be? But I think Brown
And he's
has,
absolutely juiced, bro.
yeah, true. But Rondale Moore doesn't scare me at all, especially taken away from Brown's volume. That does not worry me at all for Marquise Brown.
Gavin, any last thoughts?
I think I liked Brandon Cook's side before the week, and I think I kind of see it as much more even now. So
Yeah. Well,
bigger
having an
fish to
extra
fry.
tight end definitely helped
That's right.
this trade happen for Spencer. Let's go through it. There were 10 different assets moving in this trade between 3 different teams. I gain Michael Gallup, Debo, Olave, and I give up, or Spencer gains Keenan, Pollard, and Pitts, and James gains Bateman, Claypool, Cook, and Ertz. Initial thoughts. I mean,
Well, let's scroll down
we'll
to
see what
James.
happens, but we'll see what happens. But initial thoughts
All
on
right,
this.
so I'm just gonna be just pretty honest. I think the clear loser of the trade is James. And it honestly depends on your outlook of Pitts. If you think Pitts is really just as bad as he's shown, then maybe it's not that bad of a trade for James. But in terms of just pure draft value, it's obviously James loses here. And I think Pitts, I don't know. I'm not a big Pitts believer. I passed up on him so many times. I never wanted to draft him, but like I feel like they just have to get him involved. He's one of the best tight end prospects ever. So I don't know. It depends on your out. Yeah. Oh, he is the best one.
And he had the best rookie season ever.
Yeah. So I think Pitts is going to be fine. I think James gave up on him. James gave up on him a little too early, in my opinion. And then I think for me, I think it's pretty 50-50 between Spencer and William. I think William gets the best player in Debo, especially now that Jimmy Garoppolo's back. We know what Debo's going to look like. In a Jimmy G offense, he's going to eat. So huge upside for Samuel now, as if there already wasn't enough. And then Gallup, I don't know what we'll see from Gallup. From what we've seen from Noah Brown, if Gallup steps into that role that Noah Brown's in, then he's going to be pretty good. Olave, he'll probably emerge. I mean, Winston can support at least 2 fantasy relevant wide receivers. But I like what Spencer got to with Keenan Allen and Pollard. I think Pollard has upside still. I don't know. I think it's pretty 50-50 between Spencer and William. And then I think James is the clear loser right now. But in a couple weeks, if Pitts is still giving us like 3 points a week, then maybe not.
Gavin?
Well, I think that I don't want to be too extreme with my takes because I don't want to get burned here with the receipts, but in my view, this is pure federal crime level highway robbery from William. I think that both Spencer and James both just get violated in a way that is unholy before the Lord by this trade. I think that Spencer isn't that much worth off. Tony Pollard's a good guy. You can start him. Flex. Keenan Allen, definitely a solid wide receiver 2, wide receiver. I wouldn't want him as my wide receiver 1, but
he is AJ Brown.
Wide receiver 2. Yeah, so
I think he's fine as a wide receiver 1.
He was on a 16 target pace in week 1.
Yeah, but
I think Keenan Allen is just like a glorified version of Cooks, where he's going to be super consistent and always give you like 15 points, but he's never going to give you like upwards of 25. In the construction of Spencer's team, he's got Keenan and AJ Brown. That's like a really good combo.
The reason that the reason I see this trade is just such robbery is Deebo Samuel is not getting the respect he deserves from the fantasy community, and
he's getting it from me.
Look at him last year. Last year was wide receiver 2 overall with Jimmy Garoppolo as his quarterback. The only real reason to fade Deebo and not take him in the first round was
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is the quarterback. That's worrying. That's enough to say, hey, I don't want this guy in the first. But you say that nothing else changes and you get Deebo again, he's a first rounder. I think that he's going to be, he might not be the guy that he was last year, which was so dominant with so many touchdowns, but he's still a big play machine, and he might be the running back 1 on this team because Elijah Mitchell's out for 2 weeks. Or no, he's out for 2 months. And they have Jeff Wilson, and now Ty Davis-Price is hurt. So you've got Jeff Wilson and then
Marlon Mack. They got Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack. The Mack is back. The return of the Mack. That doesn't worry me at all. Deebo is going to eat. He's going to get a ton of carries. He's going to get a ton of targets. I wouldn't trade him for anyone like
Cup or Diggs.
Cup, Diggs, Jefferson. maybe like there's not many
That's it.
people I wouldn't
That's it.
trade
I hope so.
Debo for.
Chase.
I hope
maybe,
so.
And
yeah.
then,
bad.
And then Chris Olave, he had like 360 air yards last week.
Yeah.
Jeez,
That
wow.
never happens. That's insane. He
Air
was
yards
targeted
targets, right?
so
Was it
much.
targets?
His air yards, which are like how far the ball travels when you're targeted, is 360.
Yeah.
So he's getting
Wow.
targeted
Big
all
old
up
deep
and
threat.
down the field. It's absurd.
Wow.
And if those start connecting, which they probably will, he's a rookie. He's going to get better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think so too. I
He's
really
gonna
hope
be
so.
A super valuable player. So to me, William getting and then Gallup coming back, you said he can go into that Noah Brown role. That can be valuable too. You got 3 starting players for Rashad Bateman and Tony Pollard in chump change. That
Yeah, that's a good point. And also I will say as a quick disclaimer, anything I say that is may seem harsh or very opinionated, I will gladly own up to it if I'm wrong, as I did with Brett this week, as I've done in the past. So don't take it too personal.
Yeah.
And again, I just think it all comes down to Pitts. If Pitts turns out to be where he's drafted, I think this is fine. I don't think Spencer loses here, but yeah, I think you're right, Gavin. I think Williams the more clear winner.
So what I see in this trade is that between Pollard and Bateman, I'm really only starting one because I mean I have Kareem Hunt in my other flex spot. I have Curtis Samuel in the other flex spot, and so I was kind of steady starting Bateman, and then so I've really only given up one starter. Now I am giving up Pollard with all the Zeke stuff coming out, and Pollard gets the goal line touches last week, and he's getting on the passing work, and now Dalton Schultz is suffering, so he's probably going to get more. Kind of didn't want to give up another running back and not get one in return. But I think what I got in return is a huge upgrade from Bateman to Samuel, and then some prospective receivers that, if everything pans out, I mean, they're not the number one on their team, but they could be flex worthy if something goes wrong. But then, Jack, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's like if it comes down to Pitts, I think if Pitts is what he was drafted to be, as like the tight end 3, the most athletic, talented tight end in the league, I think Spencer wins if you take out some of the side pieces. At the beginning of the year, if it's Keenan and Pitts for Debo, I would take Keenan and Pitts 10 times out of 10.
at the beginning of the year, when you thought Trey Lance was the starter.
Yeah.
No, I think still. Keenan and
I would
Pitts?
still take that over Debo, but yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, Keenan is locked in top 15, attached to the best offense or one of the best fantasy offenses in the NFL. And then Pitts is like that tight end 1 positional advantage. He's a receiver out there. He's dominant. He'll come out and have 30 points in a week, as opposed to Debo. I mean, I just don't think that the difference between Keenan and Debo is smaller than Kyle Pitts.
And
We're saying that Debo's almost equivalent to Diggs. Would you do Keenan and Pitts for Diggs?
Probably yes, if I didn't have a tight end. Yeah, I would do that.
That's fair.
I would do that in a heartbeat. Actually.
And Pollard's probably the best handcuff, and he's not even a handcuff.
Yeah,
but if Zeke ever goes down, he's probably a bona fide RB1.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I mean, like you said, but if Pitts stinks and he can only have 2 or 3 good weeks on the entire year, which I kind of just don't see happening. But if he stinks, then James is fine. James moves on, gets a startable tight end and a startable receiver, and really only gives up Keenan. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Time will
tell.
That's right. All right, we got some matchups to look at. We spent too long talking about.
Oh man, dude, this episode is long as frick, dude.
Yeah, this episode's going out tomorrow after I'm done with class and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not staying up for this.
That's fine. It's fine.
Previews. Gavin and Spencer, 111 to 106. is this the refreshed lineups? Does Spencer have all his guys in?
Spencer has, I believe, all his guys in. I do not, or no, Keenan's not in, and Kyle Pitts isn't in. And then on
This
my
is a little
side,
hard to gauge. Oh,
on
and
my
then
side,
if
Pittman's
Pittman
not in for me.
plays, yeah. Oh man, this is tough. It's too early in the week.
It is. We'll see how this all plays out with if Keenan's back, if Pittman's back. I assume he's going to go Pitts over Knox. If Russell Gage, if Mike Evans is suspended, and Godwin, if Godwin's not back and Julio's still out, Russell Gage, the only receiver in Tampa Bay, it's probably a good play.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pollard's a decent
Cole
play.
Beasley. What are you talking about? Cole Beasley.
Oh yeah, what does he say? I've got big nuts or whatever was that?
Hey, that's a wide
crazy-
receiver one you're talking about.
Cole Beasley. Yeah, I'm expecting bounce backs for my guys. I think
Against
hey,
Indianapolis.
after
too.
what happened
Oof.
to Indy, I think Travis Kelce might go for 30 against Indy, and then
Probably.
yeah, hey, Damian Pierce maybe see something from him. The
Yeah.
only thing
Kyle
is, my
Phillips.
flex, I have to start Kyle Phillips or Ramondre Stevenson. I have to start one of them, even if
I would start McKissick.
I'm going to start McKissick is what it's going to be. I'm going to have at best worst case scenario.
But
I
it's
have to
against
Ramondre.
Philadelphia. Ah.
That's fine. They'll get down and then they'll just check down to McKissick.
Yeah, we'll see. My flex is in a bad spot, but hey, and I need some help. But we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, you got the waiver wire tonight. I
Waiver
think I'm
wire
gonna go with
tonight.
Spencer. I
Oh.
think sorry, Gavin, I'm sorry.
Yeah, disrespect.
I mean, I have to root for my boy, my trade partner. I think if Keenan plays, he is strong. I mean, he's got a really strong team now. He's got a full flex and startable bench players. I think he's becoming one of the better teams right now. And he's set up for longevity. It's not like any of his players are going to regress.
Marquise Brown will regress because Hopkins will come back. But yeah,
This one's tough for me. I really like both of these teams. Shoot. Yeah, it boils down to Keenan for me. I also think he should start Pitts over Knox probably.
I think he will. It doesn't look like he's messed with his lineup yet.
Yeah. But I'm gonna assume that Keenan plays and I'll roll with Spencer. here. I don't
All
right.
Gavin, you suck.
All right, I'm
I
assuming
don't
that
know.
I'm going to assume that Pittman plays, and I'm going to roll with me.
Yeah.
I got confidence.
There you go. There you go. As you
All
should.
right.
Brett and Wingfield, 118 to 117.
Wait, hold
Are these
on.
lineups-
Before we advance, what's the records from last week? I'm just curious.
Ah, dude, I didn't
don't think
didn't
I have
I
record
have it
them.
on you.
I'll put a little footnote on the screen. I'll check it out.
I didn't record them.
Anyways.
I don't know. I don't think I did good. Well, I don't know. I don't think I did good. I know I got y'all two right because I voted
I'm
against
2-0
both
on
y'all.
the game of the weeks. 2-0 on game of the week.
That's
So
what matters. Those are the
don't
important
fade my
ones.
game of the weeks.
Oh, okay. All right, Brett versus Wingfield. Yeah, game of the week is the only one that matters, right?
I mean,
This is interesting. Does Derrick Henry bounce back against a weaker defense? Does Joe Mixon bounce back against the Jets? Man,
Yes.
dude, this is tough. Scroll down a little bit. I think, Zeke, but it's the Giants, bro. But I'm on Ross St. Brown, freaking A, and he's got Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
Dude, that young
Brett's
receiver core
team
is
is
so
crazy.
lit. I love
it's
that
great.
team.
I cannot
Is he-
believe he went from 0 to hero so quickly. Like
That
I
is
was so
so
down
lit.
on Brett's team. Wow.
Oh my gosh, and he's got a good bench.
Yeah, Brett's team
Mm.
goes crazy right now. I can't.
Ah,
Wait till
dude.
Dobbins comes back.
I'm gonna say Brett. Just ride the hype. Let's go, Brett.
Yeah. The only way I see it not being Brett is if Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs combine for 80 again.
I was
Against
gonna say,
Miami.
but it's
Could happen.
Miami.
Hey,
That's
we
that's
saw
why
what
it
Lamar
could
did.
happen. Yeah.
But I still lean Brett. But I can see the world where Wingfield comes up.
Yeah. I kind of
Yeah.
want Wingfield to have more upside, but between Henderson and Zeke, that's kind of just like a stale
Cap.
combo. Yeah. Is there anybody on his bench?
And Hurst is kind of gross.
He's got Taysom Hill.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a play. I mean, Jeff Wilson, I guess, without, but yeah, I don't know.
Hey, hot take. Taysom Hill is going to be the number one tight end on his team.
Between him and Hayden Hurst, I think it's a toss-up. We'll see.
Yeah, this one's really tough. I mean, I kind of been rolling with the Allen Diggs stack.
Yeah, it's been good.
Not Drake. What am I saying? Brett's team looks. I don't know, man. After what I saw last week, it's like it's
hard to
going to
pick
regress. You would think, but it's hard to pick against it, right? So I think I'm going to roll with Brett.
Nice. It's gonna be fun to watch that Miami game, Miami versus Bills for that
Wait,
matchup.
was that a
driving
sweep?
back
Was
from
that a sweep
Dallas.
for Brett?
I think it was, yeah.
It was.
Take that,
Unless
Zach.
Long was.
This is
Screw you, Zach.
Max versus Pasowitz, 114. Oh my
even
gosh, the
week,
matchups
bro.
this
It's
week,
such
bro.
an even week.
We're still
Hurts,
projected
Eckler,
20.
Kamara. So it looks like Max does have his lineup updated. Let's scroll down.
It does. It's updated. He's
Kittle's
flexing
in.
Higby. Wow.
I mean,
I
he's
don't
got
blame
to.
him.
Wait.
Yeah.
Scroll down
Does he
now.
have to?
Yeah, definitely. I think.
Oh yeah, because Mike Evans suspended. And
Do you want to play
Godwin's already
Hines or
out.
freaking
Oh
Robert
man,
Washed?
this stinks for Max, especially
Tough
since he's
week.
0-2. Wait, no, he's 1-1, right? Or is he 0-2?
No, he's 0-2.
Man, dude, that stinks. Gotta have resiliency. You don't want to lose this. Oh, this is both 0-2s. Wow.
This is must win. This is must win.
This is must
Mm.
win. Ooh, I think McCaffrey. Ooh, but it's the Saints.
I think McCaffrey's going to underperform again.
Man, dude. I think Passwood's team left a lot out on the table. Is Judy gonna play?
I think he's day to day.
Depends.
Yeah, he's day to day.
I think I gotta go Passwood's. I think Judy's gonna play, and I think there was a lot of points left for Passwood's, and I just think Max's team is a week or two away from being back where it started as the best.
Yeah. Max team will be competing, but it's not, I don't think yet. I don't think now is the time.
I think
But is he
Evans
running out of time? March
No.
Rivera.
Evans being out is going to hurt him a lot this week. I think that his running backs will I think his running backs will be great, and I think Hurts is going to eat against Washington. But past that, you got to lean Pasowitz, I think. I feel like he wins almost every matchup from there on. So it just depends on how top heavy Max is going to be. I'm going to go with Max. I don't see him starting on 3, but I mean, I definitely could. I'm just going to go with Max though.
Yeah. Who'd you have, Gav?
I had Passwords. I was with you.
Wait, don't go to that. It's game of the week. Save that for last.
You're right. All right. Made of Glass versus football team.
Work to be done here.
These lineups are not complete.
I don't know, man. James might leave it like this.
No, he said he's back. He said he's back.
He said he's back. All right, we're back,
Yeah.
baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to bounce back week for Jack. Obviously Taylor will probably bounce back against the Chiefs, and Chubb will do Chubb things. But if Jack gets the right quarterback, I think Jack's got a good shot.
It's funny to look at this matchup because you've got no quarterback,
no
tight
idea.
end. Oh wait, no, there's a tight end. He's just starting in the flex.
No fan.
Man, 12 personnel in fantasy. I've run that before. It's not a good feeling. I ran 13 personnel once last year, triple tight ends. Does not feel good. Cup in the flex, ballsy.
You got to.
I don't know if. Who do you have? Can you afford to not start Juju? Because if I were you, I wouldn't want to start. I might start Everett or Myers over Juju.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I need Connor to be healthy. Like I said, I mean, the whole consensus around my team was like, I need my running backs to be healthy because if any of them go down, I drop off a ton, and I'll have to play McKinnon and hope he scores a touchdown. I don't love my chances going to. I'm going to pick myself because like I just feel like I have to. But if we're being honest, from a neutral standpoint, I'd probably end up picking James. There's a good chance I start Everett over Schultz. I'm still riding Juju. I don't know. I think he's gonna be all right. I'm not out on him yet. Maybe we'll give it a couple more weeks. I still see the upside in him. And like I said, nobody for the Chiefs did it last week. So I'm taking that game with a grain of salt for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna pick myself. My team needs to get healthy. I'm gonna pick up a quarterback, which will boost my projections by about hopefully 20 points. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Tough spot.
I
At least you got a
lean-
good matchup this week.
I lean James here.
Yeah.
Are you playing our podcast in the background?
All right, let's get a the Lukes. The Lukes.
Luke's. We thought about this being matchup of the week or game of
Yeah.
the week. Longworth 110, LJ 114. I don't know if these lineups are set. Longworth might consider scroll down to his bench, Gavin.
Cooper.
Yeah,
Cooper
needs to
over
start
Renfro.
Cooper. Probably over ETN.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Or Renfro, I guess, if he's concussed.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah, Jahan Dotson is a good play for LJ though.
What about
That's
Michael
nice.
Carter? Does he play Michael Carter this week?
Uh,
Maybe should.
I don't know. He's kind of like
If Zach Wilson's still
yeah.
out, I might play him. He gets
Over
some-
I'd
who?
rather, yeah,
over
over
Renfro?
ETN. Over ETN.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can see the path, that Michael Carter. I mean,
I think
ETN is kind of
Dylan-
sabotaged.
I think Dylan against the Bucks is a rough matchup there. I don't think maybe even
that
start him over
stinks.
Dylan. I think
And he's an
Dylan's gonna have a
inside
bad
side.
week. Yeah,
He'll start Irv over Komet.
yeah, for sure.
He has to at this point.
But I think I'm gonna take LJ on this one. I think
I would
Saquon
too.
is gonna have a great week. I think LJ's just got a more complete depth through the bench, elite tight end. I think LJ's got the advantage right now.
Got screwed him.
Assuming Longs makes the right moves and moves his lineup around, I like Longs this week.
Gavin,
I think I'm with William on this. LJ is my pick here.
nice.
All
All
right.
right,
Game
the last
of the
one.
week. Matchup of the undefeated.
Game of the week. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. Woo! The new and improved Budget Samuel and Bougie Samuel in the flex.
Oh, that is.
Oh my gosh,
That's
that's freaking
nasty.
ridiculous.
How did we let this happen? That's crazy. All right. Josh Palmer shouldn't start unless Allen's out again.
Well, I mean, who do you put in for him?
Oh, no.
I think you can roll with Palmer. Gainwell, maybe.
I think he has to. But
Yeah, Gainwell against Washington might be a decent matchup. Probably not.
Jackson.
Gainwell sucks.
If Herbert doesn't play, this hurts Mike Williams too.
Yeah.
So that kind of stinks. And I'll have to find a quarterback. But
That's not great. Has a chance to play week 3. That's not what you want to hear.
yeah,
no.
I think my I'll be able to overcome it though. Between Montgomery with a great matchup versus Texans, Dalvin with a great matchup versus the Lions, Adams probably due for a bounce back. Samuels, hopefully
Samuels
will.
are gonna eat.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of fun having two Samuels
That
in the
is
flex.
sweet. That's a
I had-
power move for sure.
I had
Samuel
3
twins.
Browns on my team at one point. I had Yankees and AJ and one other Brown.
Maybe John Brown.
No, I had Antonio, Hollywood, and AJ
That's what it
Brown.
was.
Yeah,
The Browns.
For me, this is pretty simple. It's like, wow, this is an extremely good close matchup until you get to the flexes, and William just absolutely solos in the flex spot. So yeah, that I gotta go William.
I lean William here too. I think that's just kind of hey, Jack has the upside to maybe make it happen, but I don't see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So clean sweep for the game of the week. We'll see what happens.
Maybe that shouldn't have been game of the week if we're clean sweeping it.
Yeah,
It was a
well,
lot.
Matchups
but
with the
they're, I mean,
undefeated. We
it's
gotta
2
let
and 3.
that-
Yeah.
Right. Got to.
Terry is undefeated in game of the week though, so I guess
Sorry.
I'll have to change that.
Hey, and we'll just go and say it. Week 4, game day, will be going to Jackson versus me because there's been a lot of hype for that matchup for like the last 2 months because I've been shit talking A-Rob, and I still will.
What a heavyweight matchup.
Hey, I still have Lance in there. All right,
There you go.
chill out. Look at Cubs projection next week, 24.
Jesus,
Jeez, man,
who's
it's
playing?
freaking quarterback.
Oh, Monday night Cooper Cup.
25 the
that's-
next, 26 the week
you
after
know,
that.
That's
He's so
terrifying.
good. I'm so glad I took him at the 101 because now everybody was questioning it. Look at you now, man.
Hard to fault you
Oh,
on that, honestly.
I don't care what he says. He's the most valuable fantasy player.
All right. Well, without further ado, I think that'll do it for week 3. I don't know how long this episode ran, probably an hour and 10 or something.
Like an hour and a half.
No
It's a
way,
long-
bro.
We need
We
long
thought we started like
suspense.
10:50.
No,
Oh, no,
it
man.
was about 10:30. It's all right though. It's what the people want. You don't gotta listen to the whole thing. It's these people.
Yeah,
want
we
it.
gave everybody their fair time. We didn't want, we don't skip. We're
We don't
authentic.
short anybody.
We don't short anybody. We love it, bro. And it's waiver night, so might as well take our time.
Yeah, I'm about to go make some popcorn and throw a film on,
I don't
and then
know.
wait for waivers.
Dude, I should not join you, but that sounds so fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Ah, but it's such a bad idea.
Oh,
All
it's
right,
good.
we're playing the outro
Remember,
music. I'm going to bed.
All right,
military people, all hours of sleep at night.
true. That'll do it. Week 3 in the books. Excited
trip into
for well, I guess week 2 in the books. Week 2 in the books. Excited for week 3. We'll see ya.
The boys are going to Dallas. Let's get it.